we go back to Hume, and did he ever make an attempt to try and explain morality? And he does. So Dr. Stokes says that it's an easy thing to do to mistake our moral sentiments, our strong feelings about that we have a moral system, for an argument in favor of the truth of the moral beliefs. So, I really feel like killing is wrong, or that we have these things that tell me, freedom is good, or, tyranny is bad. And so I'm using my pent up, rocket ship internal of saying, I really believe this, therefore it's true. So it's really easy to mistake those things. So Hume realized the importance of emotions for morality. In fact, why does he do this? It's because he wants to apply an experimental method to ethics. Again, Hume is attempting to apply science through all areas of life. And we had his fork, and so things are either observable or they're measured by relation. And so how can he measure this fact of morality? And he goes on to say that the only moral matters of fact he could find were facts about our moral feelings or our sentiments. So, I really feel strongly about that. Oh, well, okay, you were at a 0 before, and now you're at a 80%. So we can measure that relational.
Scientifically, right. we can look through that.
We can put the headband on you and get your physiological nature and test your sweat glands. And what we're measuring
is not the evil or the wrongness itself, but your feeling about the wrongness, right?
Right, exactly. So he goes on to say, in accord with empiricism and experimental method, he asks us to look and see. Take any action allowed to be vicious. Willful murder, for instance, examine it in all light and see if you can find the matter of fact or the real existence which you call a vice. In whichever way you take it, you find only certain passions, motives, volitions, and thoughts. There is no other matter of fact in the case. The vice entirely escapes you as long as you consider the object. So we can't consider the object, observe that the action is wrong, only that it's a deliberate killing. So, I go up and I kill somebody. Was that right? Was that wrong? What's your feeling about it? So in our society, in different states even, you have the ability to protect your property. So you can watch somebody stealing your car, you can go out and murder them. Well, not murder them because you're defensively killing. And so that's not vicious murder. Right. But in other states, you can't go out. You can only protect what's in your home, the castle doctrine.
Right. So Hume is saying, how do we measure it? Right? If killing is wrong, how do we measure it? And he says we can't measure the wrongness of it. All we can measure is our feeling about the wrongness of it. Right? Or our feeling of it, period. Right. It may even be the rightness of it in some instances is what the point you're trying to make, right? So we won't mention the states.
Well, right, yeah, exactly. We can observe some matters of fact. This, in fact, however, turns out to merely a fact about our feelings. So, as Tony was saying. Hume says about lying, for example. We perceive that lying is wrong. Well, okay, but why? Well, what we perceive is our feeling of wrongness. Not that it's wrong, but I kind of feel like this is wrong.
Our feeling is what we're perceiving.
To what extent is that? Well, do I look good in this outfit? No. I probably should lie a little bit, and that's okay. So there's that lie. Or, the world's going to blow up in 22 hours. Should I tell somebody? If I don't tell anyone, that seems to be a lie, and that might be a greater impact to me. So I can take a measurement of that.
So again, really, he's just saying all we have to measure is our feelings.
Right. That's because that's all we can either observe or have relation to ideas. Those are the two prongs of Hume's fork.
That's how we know things, right? We either know it by observation, right? Our sense perceptions, our touching, feeling, tasting, whatever, or relation with ideas like mathematical concepts or logical laws of concepts. So those are the only ways that Hume allows. And of course, none of those work for the evilness or the wrongness of something. And so all we can measure, he says, then, is our feelings about it.
Right. And so even if there is some moral lawgiver, which he would probably doubt, since you can't measure that, and he wants a scientific approach for that, here's the only way in which he can do it. So Hume believed that if we take science seriously and apply it to ethics, we discover that morality is founded on nothing more than feelings or sentiments. And I think we're kind of seeing the rooster come home to roost in that these days.